Are you a contractor who's tired of burning thousands of dollars on marketing agencies that just don't get your business? To ones who don't understand seasonality, crew capacity, or what it takes to land a high ticket job? Our guest today decided to fix that problem for an entire industry. Josh Blakeley is the founder of Landscape and Hardscape Contractor Marketing and the author of Backyard Empire. He works exclusively with outdoor living pros, speaks their language, and understands their unique challenges inside and out. He's here to share what's working now, from the evolution beyond SEO to building conversion systems that have helped his clients add millions in revenue. Get ready for a no-fluff practitioner playbook on how to build your own backyard empire. You're listening to Beyond the Bid, the show by Go First, where we share the systems, sales strategies, and practical AI for builders. Keep listening to learn how to win more of the right projects, boost profitability, and scale your company beyond the bid. Hey, Josh, welcome to Beyond the Bid. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Grant, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So for those who don't know, we connected for a little bit earlier in the week, and I just got to hear a little bit more about your story. But I know you specialize specifically in marketing for builders. If you don't mind me asking, what do you see like in the industry? Was there like a specific struggle or an aha moment that really compelled you to get into it and to write your book?
Yeah, so look, the way it started, when I first started my digital marketing agency, I had a few friends who were in the construction industry. So remodeling contractor, a landscape contractor, and they're like some of the first clients we started working with. And there's kind of a couple like key takeaways there. And then in talking to more people in that industry too, is that like a lot of people in that industry and the building industry in general, just, marketing is not so much something that they know too much about, let alone, digital marketing. And that's, it's quite a different world to the hands-on construction world side of things. So there was just a lack of education there. And then there's also a lack of trust as I started into the digital marketing industry and I was speaking to people owners, business owners, contractors in general. The pretty common theme was many of these, I'd probably put the number around 80% of these business owners had been burnt by a marketing agency in the past. And just that there can be just a lot of deceptive practices out there. And again, when you don't have the knowledge of the digital marketing space, like you just don't know what you don't know there. So that kind of got us started into, like friends started into the industry too. But then also us deciding to really focus down into the industry here. And, we work with a lot of landscape and hardscape outdoor living contractors, but, some of those are GCs as well. So they're doing everything interior too. And it's just a really cool industry because you get to see really amazing things being built or, spaces being brought to life and everything that, our clients get to create these spaces that lasting memories and people are raising families in and hosting and things like that. That's like the really fun part of it as well. So we get to see that and be a part of help pushing out that branding and vision to their potential clients.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's such a like landscape and a hardscape. So I'm in Colorado, and I know it's a big business here. I know it's a big business out here in terms of people love to show off essentially just their space and the amount of creativity and pretty much like you can turn your backyard or your front yard into essentially like a piece of art, in terms of just what you can really do with it and turn it into. So that, it is a really interesting and cool like sub industry to get into. Absolutely.
Yeah. It's pretty fun. And you asked about the book. So, I mean, here's the book. I'll hold it up so people could see there. But, based on then the digital marketing strategies that we've seen best working, I decided to write a book end of last year and get that out earlier this year too, as like a playbook, a guide for people in the industry to follow, to learn about digital marketing. And even, people in other industries, we've had other friends, people tell me, hey, I read it, like it made sense and it's helped us with our business, so put that together as a great industry resource. And I know we've got a link and things like that, but there's the quick overview of the book side of things.
Yeah. So you brought up a really interesting point around so many contractors, landscapers, hardscapers reach a certain point in their business growth where they look for external help. And oftentimes, it could be from word of mouth, from a referral, from just a Google search. And more often than not, that relationship, that working relationship between the landscaper and their marketing agency falls short because of a number of reasons. But for those who are trying to get back on that horse, do you have any tips or tricks or really like, you know, any saving graces for those guys to help them kind of, reignite that flame?
Yeah. I mean, I would say this like that there's no shortage of marketing agencies to pick and choose from. And you mentioned people, searching or referrals. There's that, but that there are marketing companies who are putting huge amounts into sales teams and the sales people, and this is a lot of industries too, but cold calling businesses, that type of thing, that's the goal. It's a sales process. So often businesses who sign up with marketing services like that, they're speaking to the salesperson. They're not speaking to the founder or a core leadership team or people who are actually doing the work for them. And so just that can start off just really in the wrong place. Whereas I would just encourage people, just when you're looking at marketing agencies, really do your research. Like you should be at a bare minimum, you should be able to look up, who runs the agency, who's involved, who are they working with, or who do they work with? What do their testimonials say? I mean, they should have a website, should have a social media presence. You should be able to look all of that up, and then you want to actually speak to them and then see some results. See what's the return on investment that they brought on other companies. How do they work? Kind of go beyond just the services side of things. And I get it if the marketing world is new to you, maybe the services is a bit harder to understand.
Yeah.
But from that point of view, you can go down the referral recommendation route there as well.
I know there's a report that Association of the APB, the Association of Professional Builders, puts out every year called the Sourcey, and in that they usually have like an industry benchmark for what they recommend in terms of an allocation towards marketing budget.
Yeah.
I think it's usually, or last year, they submitted like 3 to 5% of your revenue should probably be allocated towards new marketing strategies. Do you kind of align with that, or do you guys have like a different, methodology?
Pretty close to that. I mean, the stat we usually look at, the Small Business Association uses 7 to 8%. Maybe you have to be doing something. You have to be investing something into marketing. But, look at the return. Look at what your marketing costs. You should be generating your return. That should be tracked. But you mentioned those figures. But 3 to 5%. 5% for a business doing $1 million in revenue. That's 50 grand of marketing that you've got to decide on where you're allocating to, because that's going to be flowing into your physical signage marketing, doing that type, branding trucks or those types of things there too. But 50 grand is a sizable amount of marketing budget that you should be able to get, at least a 3 to 4 times returned with a marketing strategy that's working for you.
Absolutely. Yeah. I guess talking about just the overall concept of strategy, there's just so many things that I would say one of the biggest influencers as to why people in the trades have a bad taste in their mouth when it comes to working with a different marketing agency is the focus on ad spend, right? And without true ROI that is easily communicated, as well as, both parties are kind of working towards the same goal and there's no assumptions towards it.
Yeah.
Taking that out of the equation, taking, ad spend as the sole focus, do you usually recommend any other channels or, creative types of content to really help these hardscapers and landscapers not only build their brand, but also just, help their audience become more aware of it?
Yeah, that whenever you're talking about ad spend, that's your paid ad channels, which most contractors, that's going to be Google ads, and then there's Google local services ads that come into that as well, and then you have your Meta ads, your Facebook, Instagram ads there too. So those are your paid ad strategies, paid social strategies too. But the foundation of everything really digitally online is making sure that you've got a solid brand out there. So you've got to have your branding in place. Obviously, your business name and your logo. It's going beyond that, but detailing what you do, who you do it for. What helps you stick out as a business.
Yeah.
So getting that in place, but then moving into an SEO foundation too, and now we're moving into AI search being such a huge part of it. It falls under AEO, or answer engine optimization. SEO is search engine optimization. And for that, you've got to have a website up as your hub. First of all, on your website, core things in our industry, website should be detailing the things I just talked about too with your branding and your copy, but you want to make sure you have pages built out for all of your services, for all of the service locations you operate in, and a projects page. And I think project page is now more and more important because AI is reading this, but build out pages specifically for the projects you've done, detailing the neighborhood it was in, the services provided, what you built, what was done in terms of materials, products used. Those are all just great things to put out there. And now you've got to document that along the way. You've got to be taking photos and videos of your work as you're doing it. But you now have this massive library that you can host on your website. But hopefully along the way, you've been then moving into the short form video. I know we talked about this beforehand. Social media content, AI, and any type of search now is now referencing all of those different social media platforms. So those are all strategies that move out of doing the paid ad side of things, because that could be great for bringing in quick leads, but bringing up an established brand and keeping that over time, you've got to be doing those things now.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I know. Google, what was it, 2 weeks ago now, Google announced their partnership or the sync with Instagram, and so the Google business listings essentially are being now ranked, or at least influenced, by social presence even further. And you're absolutely right. That is, one of the most crucial components that a builder can pick up. I mean, hopefully they're doing it consistently, but if they're not, it's one of the most critical things they can pick up today, as in just starting to show your work, right?
Yeah.
And to make that organic content as easily and as quickly as possible.
Yeah. And I will add to that too, your website has an About Us section.
Tell your story, tell the business story there too. But then, be telling your story in your social content as well, your branded content through video. I mean, you can use static images too, but video is just a great way to do that. Where you can get yourself on camera, just talking to your clients, getting them to share, what the journey's been like, what the process is like, and how you help bring that vision to life. That's awesome content to be putting out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. Video there's nothing like it nowadays in terms of the reach and the impact that it has. Do you have any tips or tricks for any builders who, they might be a little afraid or more hesitant to start recording not just the work that they do, or even landscapers and hardscapers, right? They might be a little bit more hesitant to show off their work or to put it online because they might feel inundated or overwhelmed by just social media as a whole.
Yeah, it's definitely like a barrier to break through
with things. And but you don't have to be the one posting the content up. You don't have to be the one putting that out there. You can have someone on your team, or you can hire virtual assistants who can do the next steps. You're out there with your phone, as a phone, great quality phone, doing the social media content, or chatting to your customers, or talking about the project. You can leave that part of the job there yourself, and you can outsource the rest. you can have VAs, or there are video production companies that can do all that for you, and then have someone to do the actual social media posting for you. So if you think about it that way, just something that seems like a lot to do on a big scale, break it down to the part that you kind of personally have to be involved in, and that's it. You can outsource the rest, and you can do it pretty comfortably, pretty a good value. There's good value opportunities for that. Yeah.
And from what you've seen, does in short form or in video, does one type of content really resonate more than others in terms of, maybe it's does a testimonial resonate more than just a project showcase or a process walkthrough, anything that really...
You kind of want to be doing a mix. I mean, people always like to see what you're doing. So walkthroughs, before and afters, that's pretty easy content to shoot because it's always, you're around it day to day. Doing the client testimonials is fantastic, but there's a bit more work in setting that up too. But, client testimonials can be used on paid advertising channels and other things there too. But start by doing this the introduction of your business too. But otherwise, people love to see what you're doing and how you're doing it. So that's content that's always going to be there for you. So you may as well, you've got something you could shoot probably every day for that.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. And then I know we had briefly talked about just this new and upcoming concept of AEO and just the transformation or the adaptation of like SEO towards an AI influenced search engine, or really just how your listing ranking. In terms of getting more builders, landscapers, hardscapers, people in the trades to show up on these AI search results, in addition to, getting their feet wet and to diving headfirst into social media or really just creating content, are there any other best practices around how someone can, really improve their ranking or even just show up on chat?
Yeah, definitely. So we've mentioned a couple, website, having all that content on your website.
Mm-hmm.
We've mentioned social media, because you can do this. Like anybody right now can jump on and do it in an incognito browser or something like that, because ChatGPT and the other platforms will reference your search history. But do it with a blank canvas there and search, who is the best home remodeler in Denver, for example. And it will give you the results. But the great thing with the AI platforms, because this is, people are starting to search on ChatGPT, Google Gemini, Perplexity. Those are some of the big ones. But it will tell you where it's referencing its information from. So outside the website and social media presence is making sure you are listed on all the main platforms where you can put your business details. So for our industry, house is a big one.
Yeah.
Making sure you've got Bing Places set up, making sure you've got Yelp profiles set up. There's some other ones there as well. Facebook is a big one, but the Google Business Profile has always been the most important. Still is the most important, and getting reviews is really important there. But the other main thing I would tell people right now is when you're asking for reviews, where you might do that typically for your Google Business Profile, see if you can encourage the client to also leave that review on Facebook, Yelp. Those are probably kind of the big ones right now, because we are seeing AI now referencing reviews from those other platforms. And if someone's searching for like a best search, best home remodeler or best builder, best landscaper, AI is interpreting that, hey, I need to go look at the reviews about these businesses online. So that'd be another really key area to focus on there.
That definitely gives me, I guess, room for an idea around a single source of a review or a reputation manager that will auto-publish that one review to different sources. It probably, but if it doesn't, someone should jump on that.
There's a few steps involved, because the people, they have to be logged into their personal accounts for each of those platforms. But yeah, that you're onto something right there.
I guess this is kind of a silly question, because you've already given us so many takeaways and actionable items. But if you had to choose one, is there one thing that really resonates or stands out to you that you always highly recommend for people who, are in this industry and who are just looking to make a a 1% improvement this week?
I'd say probably, yeah, the 1% easiest improvement is just starting to get that video content done. One, because it's probably the easiest way to do it, because you're out there on the job too. But then you can put that out. And again, I'm not saying you have to do it yourself, but that video content can be used. You can put it on your website. You can put it on your Instagram, Facebook, YouTube Shorts, TikTok. That can be used across all of those platforms. LinkedIn, those, that one piece of content and that one little effort you put in, you can now amplify it out across.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And it's a lasting impact too, which is the nice part. That's one of the beautiful things of the internet is it's kind of your content work will actually
be remembered
time. Yeah. And you'll be remembered. Well, Josh, I really appreciate you coming on. I guess for those who haven't bought it yet or haven't read it yet, where can they learn more about you, connect with you, and get your book?
Yeah, look, so you can get a free digital copy on our website, but if you just go to backyardempirebook.com, that'll take you there to get the free digital copy. Then on Amazon, you can get a hard copy if you want, or a Kindle copy if you want to do it that way electronically too. But otherwise, yeah, landscapecontractormarketing.com/schedule if you want to schedule a call with myself and the team to take a look at your specific situation. We can do that. But otherwise, yeah, we have a YouTube channel where we're always putting out marketing content there, and you can connect over it in Facebook and things like that too. But
with a title like that, you probably get amazing SEO traffic too.
There is an SEO focus behind it for sure.
Sure. Well, yeah, definitely excited to get my hands on that book. But thanks so much for coming on and for connecting. Really appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks for having me, Grant. Pleasure.
Absolutely. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. That was good.
Thank you. That was great.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll send you, once this thing is done, I'll just drop it into Google Drive, and then the contrast tool will grab snippets or clips. And so once those I'll put them. Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Beyond the Bid. If you've already subscribed to our podcast, consider sharing this episode with another contractor, builder, or remodeler who you think could benefit from some of the takeaways.